I did a kind of short project because I was sort of interested in what shows were going on in World War II in Berlin, what shows were going on in Paris, what happened to the theaters in Paris when the Germans occupied. You're right, middle of the war. Here we're climate catastrophe, war. They are of equal or greater equivalency. So what do the artists do? What do the singers do? Which artists disappeared to the south of France and never appeared and said, well, when the war is over, I'll reappear? And which went to the center of the saying, no, we have to keep hope going. We have to keep people. And which artist went, I'm going to Berlin. The Germans have asked me to go to Berlin to do a show. I'm going to go to the center of the power. And I kind of look at it in a climate catastrophe kind of world that we're going into and saying, well, where are we? What do we do here? You know, we don't obviously stand up at the curtain call and go, you got to take care of climate catastrophe. That's not the point. But we're storytellers.
Yeah.
So where is our responsibility as the story is being told and reimagined and revived?
Right. And that's what I'm saying. When we're talking about a story that's written in 2023, what's the lens? You know, people are coming into the theater as an audience with all of that, right? So it's just a conversation. I don't have any answers for it. I think that we have opportunities, I would say, you know, and I'm not a writer. I mess with writers, you know, much to their chagrin. That dramaturgically I do, but I admire, you know, I'm watching writers navigate, and because you know what? Here's what else we don't want to do. We don't want to come to the theater and be, you know, you have to, you know, audiences have had a lot of that, and that's also something to navigate. That to some extent it's an escape, right? So now you have to walk this line of representing our world, but also allowing people to not have to be in it for those 2 hours. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a couple of hours.
And rewrites Antigone, right? Antigone is about rebelling to authority and the price you pay for it.
Yeah.
And that is a reaction to being in the war.
Yeah.
I mean, in a way, I find the land, I don't know, is Stratford doing the land acknowledgements?
Yes.
I mean, in a way, I find the land acknowledgements, I mean, absolutely, like we're trying to shift the plate underneath the identity on which we stand. We're trying to see it all differently. So they can be box ticking and they can be too much, or they can actually reset the story in the land on which we're going to hear the story in a way that I really welcome and think is loved.
Well, because we stand on the great storytellers.
Because we actually have the land of their storytellers that we silenced.
Yeah, and so, you know, listen, theater is in, you know, the pandemic put us and showed everybody how fragile we are. It demonstrated we were the first out and the last back, you know, because there's a perfect storm there. For live theater, we have to have people sit together communally for hours. That's the perfect storm, right? So now we're getting people to come. So now this is an interesting conversation, because what stories are we telling? And what stories do people want to see?